Okay, so welcome back to my channel, guys. Thank you so much again for the love and support that I've been receiving and the amount of comments that are coming in. I'm trying to answer as many questions as I can. And also, most of your questions from the previous videos have been answered by making a new video. Like, whatever questions I've had in the past, I have tried to not only answer them in the comment section, but I've also tried to make a new separate video to address all of them, right? And that's one of the reasons why none of the previous questions have ever been repeated again. So if you've noticed, like my previous videos have been on the strategy, the kind of preparation that you need. So I've told you what to do and how to prepare. So now let's focus on what not to do, okay? Because that is as important as what to do, right? So let's get started. Okay, so the first mistake that people make is that number one, it's a time bound exam. And you should not be spending too much time on one question. I know it's the normal approach, even for exams and everything, that we prefer following a sequential order. And what happens is when you get stuck on one question, you keep wasting time on that question, thinking that the solution is close by, and you waste like a lot of time on that one question, right? You have to realize that this paper is computerized. So what you can also do is you'll have an option over there of flagging the question. So what you can do is you can flag the question and you can move to the next one. Even if you think it's like what I used to do is, even if the question was like a 3 minute, like I know that it'll take 2-3 minutes at least to solve that question, I would skip that question and I'd go to the next one. So I would do the easiest solving questions first so that you never reach time pressure in the end and you never hit that spot where you feel like, oh shit, what if the next questions which are coming are easier than this particular question, right? So you have to realize that it is more about solving more number of questions as opposed to solving all the questions, right? You have to solve more number of questions where you are increasing your accuracy. That is the target, right? The second mistake that people do is they start skipping mock tests. They take one mock test, they understand what score they are on. Like say suppose one mock test से तुम लोगों का score आया 220 something, right? So अभी उन लोगों को लगेगा कि हाँ आई हैव अंडरस्टूड कि कौन से चैप्टर्स में मेरे को इम्प्रूव करना है एंड दे विल स्टार्ट डूइंग चैप्टर वाइज टेस्ट. That is not what you should be doing. You have to at least from now on try to take 2 days, take 2 to 3 days to prepare yourself, go through the chapters and everything, but start doing at least one mock test per day, right? It's very important to sit for 3 hours. It's very important to plan strategies while doing the paper. And it is very important for your time management. The more you get familiar with the paper, the better it is for you when you actually answer BITSAT, right? The third mistake that people make is they start new chapters. Don't start new chapters. In my previous videos, if you've seen, a lot of the comments have been like, भैया मैंने 70-80% का syllabus complete किया है. Am I supposed to start learning new chapters because these chapters I'm doing pretty well in? I would suggest don't start learning new chapters. At least don't go into the fundamentals and don't go into the depths of these new chapters, right? Because as a human mind also, you won't be able to remember इतना कुछ. अगर तुम लोगों ने ऐसे 2 सालों में 70-80% खत्म किया है सिलेबस, तो तू सोच कि 1 महीने में कितना ही और खत्म करोगे. Instead of that, it is better to focus on the already existing chapters which you have finished like 70-80%. Like I would suggest spend more time on these, make them your strengths. If there are any weak chapters which you've studied but are not able to ace, then start focusing on those particular chapters, start doing more questions from them. And if you get time, अगर बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम मिला तो only start learning new formulas from the new chapters. Make a formula book, write these new chapters down, and more important, even more than learning these new formulas, is to learn the application of these new formulas. Like you have to understand how to apply them and where to apply them. The fourth mistake that people do is people start, like I have mentioned in the previous mistakes also, that they skip mock tests. और वो लोग ऐसे करते हैं कि उनको ऐसे दिमाग में आता है कि they will do mock tests in the last 5 days. Last ऐसे 5 दिन बचे हैं BITSAT के लिए, तब करेंगे mock tests. Like that is not how it's supposed to be. Like I mentioned, you have to do one mock test a day, and it's not only about one mock test a day. It's like you do one mock test a day, and then after you have finished it, only when it is fresh in your mind, once you've done that mock test, take a break. Once you've done the mock test of 3 hours, take a small break of 30 minutes, 15-30 minutes, like do whatever you want, have food or play some music or enjoy, play a game or something like that. But then when it is fresh in your mind, just after that break, come back and sit with that same mock test and start analyzing it. It's even if you've seen in my previous videos, I have mentioned that you have to understand your strengths and weaknesses, and you won't be able to understand your strengths and weaknesses if you only keep solving. You have to also be able to analyze it. Once you analyze, you will come to know कि भाई किधर गलती की थी, कितने silly mistakes हुए हैं, कितने मतलब intentional मतलब approach ही गलत था और कितने silly mistakes हुए थे. Silly mistakes मतलब क्या कि you have answered the question properly, but calculation error कि 70 लिखने की जगह 72 लिख दिया और 75 लिखने की जगह 85 लिख दिया, ऐसे टाइप के. That is a silly mistake. Okay, and the last mistake, the number 5 mistake is unorganized study. बहुत सारे लोगों को ऐसे लगता है कि they will do one chapter, then they'll switch to another chapter. बीच में केमिस्ट्री किया, फिर अगले दिन मैथ्स करेंगे, फिर वापस केमिस्ट्री करेंगे, फिर वापस मैथ्स करेंगे, फिजिक्स भूल ही जाएंगे कि फिजिक्स भी है करके. So it is very important to keep a timetable, and it is more important to keep a timetable of revision, because you have to understand that BITSAT is an exam that not only covers the 12th ka portion, it also covers 11th ka portion. So you have to be able to cover everything in a certain amount of time. Like I would suggest at least cover one standard, as in like 11th standard ka ek portion, पूरा पोर्शन एटलीस्ट यू हैव टू कवर इन अ वीक. ओके, एंड बाय वीक आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि मतलब सारे चैप्टर्स एक वीक में खत्म कर दो, ऐसे नहीं होता. व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज यू हैव टू सॉल्व लाइक 10 क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम ईच चैप्टर एवरी डे. लाइक ट्राई टू डू एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, your main focus should be to finish 10 questions from each chapter. जो chapters बचे हैं वो next day के लिए pile up करो, जो chapters उसके बाद भी बचे हैं वो next day के लिए, and then next day के लिए, ऐसे करके every day at least 2 to 3 घंटा. मतलब you do mock test, you analyze that mock test. Once that happens, whatever weaknesses you've had in those, start with those chapters first. Do 10 questions from each of those chapters. Then use the formulas and also apply them in the questions that you have not tried, like जो नए chapters हैं. This is how you use your pattern. You don't have to go to one chapter, then read that whole chapter, then start solving chapter-wise questions. ऐसे नहीं करते, because that will make you fall very deep into the chapter, which is something that you should have probably done in the 11th, 12th. But now you don't have the time for it. Now you have to be more realistic. You have to be more honest with yourself. You have to learn to segregate your stuff, and you have to learn, more importantly, the application of all the stuff. It's not about solving each and every question. It's about knowing how to apply in whatever limited questions that you can solve. Okay. And like I said, make a formula book. Put down the formulas of the new chapters that you are learning. Try to apply these formulas. पहले क्या होता है, whenever you are starting a new chapter, it is very tough to understand कि भाई ये formula कहाँ apply करना होता है, ये formula कहाँ apply करना होता है. Formula याद भी नहीं रहता है उस time पे. So I would suggest whenever you are learning a new chapter, अगर एक नया chapter लिया, ionic equations लिया, you noted down all the formulas. When you are solving chapter wise questions, keep the formula book in front of you. When you keep the formula book in front of you, you can see the formula and apply them accordingly. Start by solving solved examples. I have mentioned all of this in my previous videos, so if you have not checked them out, please go and check them out. पहले formula book करो, see the formula, then use them in the solved examples, cover the example का solution. Okay, see how you have solved it, see how they have solved it. Once you've seen that, once you've compared the two, understood what approach is better for you, now you go to chapter wise and you solve. This is what you should be doing for each new chapter, and you have to not be doing this for each chapter. Again, repeating it, you should not be doing it for each chapter. I'm saying for each new chapter that you learn. This is the maximum, around 1-2 hours is the maximum time that you should be giving to a new chapter, because you don't have time. You have to focus on the existing chapters first. Agar time mile to ye karna. This is a bonus strategy for you. So yeah, I think that's about that. This was the whole video. These were the mistakes which I had made in the start, which made me lose a lot of time. And I don't want you guys to make this mistake. I want you guys to ace your BITSAT. I'm an alumni of BITS Pilani, and I have seen how much it has helped me. And I would want you guys to see the benefits of it and experience that beautiful college life. And hoping to see you guys in BITS if I ever come in BITS. And if there is any question whatsoever, feel free to drop in. There will be more last minute strategies also that I'll be sharing with you guys. A lot of more things which are coming. So do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And even after BITSAT, there'll be so much content that will come which will help you plan out your whole college life also. So I think that is also going to come up. So keep subscribing to this channel. Keep subscribing, sorry. Keep liking the videos for this channel, and keep sharing this, keep spreading the love. Thank you so much for each and every one of you who've seen this video till the end. Have a good day. See you.